I believe we are live. Just confirming that we're live. Confirm that we're live. Already zoomed in on the area of interest here. Zoom up a little higher. This is Nigeria, a country of over 230 million people. Right here, a bunch of wildfires chewing up some forest. Fires are heading out this way. Down closer. This is, I don't know the name of these forests. I have, a handy dandy World Atlas, but it does not show the name of this forest. It shows the name of this national park over here, the Yankari, but there is no forest name for what this is here. Here it has a local name. I just can't find the name of this forest right now. But this is Nigeria. This is Ibadan. Some miles of Abuja, their capital. Nigerian capital. Now you're seeing fire begin to chew up these forests here, these woods. I don't know if it's from deforestation or from an accident or just dumb luck. But 3 of their areas, one being a major forested area, all burning simultaneously. We have the Como National Forest in Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, burning. We have the Sud and most of South Sudan burning. We have Paraguay and Bolivia has had some really rough fires over the last few months, and they just keep coming back. Venezuela looks to be on fire. Australia, not so much right now. It's especially Queensland. It's heavily saturated. There's some fires that we've noted over the last week, but nothing lately. Just some small bushfires in the west due to drought conditions, but no 120-kilometer run on a fire lately. Nothing like that. This is a lot of fuel to chew up. You can see all the fields bumping right up to the forest. You can see the forest being chewed. Do one from a bit higher up. Let's go back from the 15th. Let's go to the 11th. You can see fire up here like crazy in the northeast section of this forest. Let me go back a little bit more to the 6th. Trying to get clear open spaces. So fire starts down here in the southwest, in the northeast. Can't really pinpoint on where it starts because it's thick. You don't know where the fire started and where it came up out of the canopy or on the side of the forest to be able to even see it. It's really dense. Africa suffered probably some of the worst losses of natural resources the past 2 months. It's absolutely unreal. I don't hear anybody talk about it. see much attention going towards it. But this is important, and looking to see what's left. What forests are there left in Africa, especially West Africa? There aren't many. You go north, you go into desert. That desert's coming to you. This is plant extinction as we're losing flora that keeps our megafauna fed. One elephant requires 800 pounds of wet food each day to survive. You burn all their food, they're going to have to waste all their energy trying to find more. They can't take a break. There is no breaks for elephants. They don't sleep. All they do is eat. Get buffaloes, crocodiles. Would probably benefit from some kind of... No, not even. You don't want a whole bunch of carcasses in the water. Giraffe, buffalo, all the big five would be in this forest. Should be in this forest anyway. This isn't a national park, and there are some villages nearby. A lot of agricultural land, fields. Turns it gray. Dot. Ash. This is a pretty extreme forest fire. The fire line here. I'll use true color in a minute so we can see these. This is just devastation. There's no sense in destroying this. Not good. Not good. These as the plume is 40 kilometers. Plumes connect and they make everything underneath sick because nothing thrives under smoke. This is a pretty shattering loss. Destroying forest West Africa during climate crisis, and multiple other forests as well are ignited. Use a time lapse on that. See the smoke up here on the northeast side. A lot of smoke burning right into the forest. More smoke, more fires. Several fires now. Now a dozen. Anybody fighting this fire? Or any of these fires in West Africa being fought? Is there anything happening in South Sudan that isn't misery? This is another way of looking at it. The moisture index. The more red you see within this area that we're seeing the blue, not all around in general. Just this area alone. You see how vibrant and blue that is? Fire and heat drives away moisture and water. Like, this is where we saw that smoke and flare-ups in the northeast section. Exactly where we saw it, and as the fire dominates the land and brings nature to its knees. It is all where we saw the fire. Say it one more time without pausing. I would think that multiple forests in Africa burning all within each other, days within each other, weeks within each other, would be more. There are more international pressing matters. Something like this would slip through the cracks. And they have this area over here west of this forest, well, that is burning. Not much of a pretty narrow forest. You can see there is much, much, much fire. All this area here, all on fire. These fires move fast. You see here. That's fire. This isn't on satellite data made to represent fire. No, that's what you're seeing is fire. You know that because we look here and we see the smoke. Open to see fire there. Example. This should be dominating headlines for ecosystems, just great resource and value loss. A lot of flora and fauna loss. About these forests, we can't really support our megafauna. We don't want to lose those. Might. And fire. Fire comes at different angles at these animals. Huge stacking loss. The areas go gray due to ash. The fire fallout in these forest areas. There's currently burning all the way down. You see this? Fire. This is the other forest next to that forest. I believe this is in Benin, Africa, West Africa. This isn't in, actually. Yeah, this is in Nigeria. So that's two Africas, that's three wildfires burning in forests in West Africa almost simultaneously. Fire burning all throughout this forest here. I cannot find the name of this one or the other one. Only the national forest. Tons of agricultural land. I just hope it's not being it's not a deforestation for agricultural purposes. Custodians of this land need to be careful. Fire just everywhere. here on the river. Yeah, so the fire came east into this, and firestorm inside this forest now. Nothing. And ambient temperature of some wildfire storms would be 700 degrees at least. Let's say even just the bits of wood that are flaming on fire. Those would start fires elsewhere in the forest as well. This is a very desperate situation. We don't have many forests left in the world, especially the United States, Scotland, the UK, Australia. A lot of biodiversity lost over the last few months alone. Seems that after Canada, there's still a staggering amount of deforestation happening. Where's all that precipitation going to go in fall? We're going to start seeing more areas get 3 to 6 months of rain in a day. We no longer have the permanent structures in place to handle that much rain, handle that much precipitation. Take away all the trees and their roots, away the wetlands, forests. Not protest, it's just common sense. The more avenues of taking away moisture and water out of the atmosphere in ways of like tree transferring water down its skin, because beneath the bark, the transport layer of water, like us, has its own methods of transporting needed fluids all throughout itself in this transport layer underneath the bark, all the way down to the roots, water table. But when you drive fire, when a fire is driven into an ecosystem, no amount of ecology needed to tell you that A, the fire is consuming the forest at a rapid pace, B, the majority of these animals and plants are not safe, everything's at risk. This entire forest could be burning. We can only see when the fire peaks out at the top or peaks out the sides because it's so thick, brush. There will be no 18 hours a day cable news segments dedicated to these fires or to these parts in Africa that are experiencing extreme climate losses. These affect us too. What slows down dust that comes over from the Sahara, Florida? A long way, but you can't get rid of all these trees. You're just going to start accumulating dust storms that really savage the entire eastern coast. That'll whip up into these amazing water storms. I can't even know what to call them, like water storm. Months of rain falling just a few short hours. It happened. You hear like we've been living here for 30 years and we've never seen that much rain falling. Yeah. Got rid of your forest around you, didn't you? Got rid of your woods around you, didn't you? Common sense that trees take in a lot of water and they retain a lot of water, not just what they need. They have an entire transport layer underneath the bark that handles that. It's not what you're watering right at the base of the tree that's collecting the water. Leaves, everything collects the water. Trees are living beings. Know this through the double-blind test with roots trying to detect and find water. In every instance, even in the double-blind test where roots will be put through pipes they have to break through the pipe to be able to get to the water. They will do that. Can they sense water? Can they hear it? Very striking. But I don't think we're ever going to figure this out because it's too late. Probably a third of this forest has already been decimated because you got to think there's a canopy. Below it, it's going to be on fire, going through the wood of the forest until it starts rising up and heating up. Then you'll start to see more of it as it burns the canopies. This is terrible. I do not know the name of this forest or the other forest that's burning in Nigeria, western Nigeria. Setting. As custodians of this land, we have failed. Oh, it's fire. No crop. No monocrop is worth this. You think your crops are going to be able to take in the amount of rain displaced by these trees? Boy, no crop. You'd have to, like some kind of nut tree. It takes 10 years to start producing and takes in like dozens of liters a day of water. Yeah, we're gonna start seeing a collapse of the nuts market due to drought, due to rising costs, due to rising costs of transporting water to these areas. A lot. There are a lot of fields in this area, Nigeria. So many. A lot of them are burned. You see this? Each individual little field's on fire. It's a horror show. I can't imagine what it would be like on the ground. It'd be just severe panic. The animals wouldn't know what to do. Get birds flying in and out of fire. Also, you have human-wildlife conflicts when you introduce fire into an area like this. That the animals would try to get away and run. You know, any common life that you would imagine is probably living in this forest. Leopards, lions, cheetah. You have your forest elephants. I imagine you have a lot of wildebeest and such. Crocodiles. And it's just utter disappointment and dismay at this. It looks already so dismal. All we can do is watch. You can see the fire lines here. That's the perimeter of the fire that we can see. Forest is getting chewed up. Don't see any international aid being given. Nigeria is part of the African Union. The other countries in Africa that have been burning had their membership in the African Union suspended. So it's different. A country of 230 million people are losing one of their biggest forests in their country, being devoured by fire. See that this fire is all over place in this forest. Very deep-seated fires. You see these lines, this red line here, fire line. Up here in the northeast section where the fire looked to have been booming first. That's a fire line right here, all around the active perimeter. We're just looking at the 15th. I would like a generation after me to know what a forest is by going to visit one. Not have to worry that they can't because the last one of its kind is being watched like a hawk day and night. Can't protect biodiversity. Can't wait to protect biodiversity until it's too late. We have too much flora and fauna at risk of being consumed by fire. Not a lot can outrun this fire, and birds and other animals have homes. They don't want to leave them as much as people don't want to leave their home during a tornado, during a fire. They go back and they can be harmed during that time. I think that's all I have to say about this right now. The forest in Nigeria, West Nigeria is down here. This forest being chewed up too. What's left? After these, what's left in Nigeria? You barely have anything showing up, but that's where the fires are. Small section, paradise. On. See this moisture outline too from difference in this forest and the outside areas where all the fields are, homes and residences, villages, dangerously close. A lot of animals that need a place to stay. It's gonna be like the United States with wolves. Like, oh, those wolves are creeping east. Yeah, because the fires are in the west. Shoot them. They're just looking for places to survive as much as anyone else. This is ridiculous. We hope that this is as much as damage as is caused, but this doesn't show any signs of slowing down. But one more time. Very dramatic. Must be a raging inferno there. Sweltering. Dangerous amount of heat. I think I'll come back with a stream regarding something else soon. Probably Venezuela again, because that was out of control. Where you invade your neighbor for resource exploration, you might want to check your country for wildfires first. Because damn. I want to check in the stream though, because I'd rather keep the stream separate. This is a wildfire trifecta. Have this major forest burning, this forest down here burning, and this woodland area here burning. Major forest fires burning here, here, here. Alright. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I will see you again soon.